operations, and I'm running late today. I'm a little bit stressed and frazzled because it's been a heck of a day. More so for Sam Dog than anybody. We have him in his kennel because he is on a bucket of drugs because he went and got his tumor removed today, and we were very worried because he is old, and the vet was like, yeah, he's doing fine as long as he wakes up, and he woke up, which is the most wonderful news ever. So it's been a bit of a week, but dude, very good, super excited, but running late. So thank you guys so much for joining us here today. Poor sleepy sweet dog. He's such a good boy. We have him in his kennel so his brother doesn't jump all over him because he's so doped up right now. He's not moving. He's doing good. Oh my gosh, he he's very stumbly and very still groggy and stuff from the operation. How did he take his food, honey?
Oh, it's gone.
Is gone. We got him some canned, basically potted meat. Dog food, wet dog food is basically potted meat. And I was like, do we give it to him on saltines or like some Tabasco sauce? Like, because that's what it smells like we should be doing. But Randy was like, nah, this will be good. Thanks, Jax. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Melissa. Thanks. Right? So, thanks to everybody who shook a chicken and sent good thoughts and stuff because I shook some chickens. I tell you what, I was really worried. I shook the neighbor's chicken. I did not shake the neighbor's chicken, though we did find like a random chicken that is not mine is now hanging out in our driveway. And I'm like, because it's kind of skinny and I think it's sick. So I'm not bringing it into the yard, but I did feed it. So there's that. Hey, Katrina. Just hey everybody, I've missed a whole bunch of the comments and stuff, just haven't been able to keep up. So if you guys have any questions, be sure to do the at Yvonne Williams, and it'll actually highlight my name in orange. I'm actually gonna get my tablet set up real quick. We're gonna be doing some wire wrapped moons today, I think. Maybe we have a huge super duper craft along-a-thon, which is what I'm going to be calling them from now on. Have debug, please shake a chicken for me. Right on, Silver Moon. Ember, we gotta go catch a chicken and shake it. Might have to dress Randy up in the chicken suit again. No progress has been made on the Moon Molds Pro. We're actually getting a one of those pressure pots. We're gonna get a pressure pot so that. Oh, right on, Patio. Well, we just started. We're only like 3 minutes in, so hopefully everybody got your emails too if you're signed up for our newsletter. So be sure to check your newsletter for a dope coupon. That is super good. Let me focus for just a sec. Oh my, and we woke up at like 6 this morning, which is horrible because we're nighttime people. Like, I hit my stride at about 10 p.m. That's when I'm being most productive. Like, that's when I like to go to the gym. Like, and I like to sleep until 11. So I like to go to bed at 3 and get up at 11. Like, that's how I function because I get, oddly enough, sunburnt less that way. Hey, Tracy. In Northern Idaho. It's awesome you're buying Harbor Freight and building it. Yeah, I think it's going to be the route that we go, ProPool. Hey, Tina. She says, oh goody, you can show me, I could use the pressure pot. We'll just link you to the same tutorial that we're going to be following for modding out our pressure pot. Dark says, I found my agate carved moons when cleaning. Oh, right on. We'll have to get to wrapping then. I'm going to be using a mix of 16 gauge, 20 gauge maybe, and 18 gauge half round today, I think. Oh, right on. Well, Sandra, that's very kind of you. Oh, I got something in my eye. We accept mail at P.O. Box 238, Carthage, Missouri 64836. But we don't necessarily do live openings anymore. Because somebody sent me candy like underpants. So I don't I don't open it. And that was actually the most mild of things that we've been sent, but that one I actually opened on live. And well, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was completely tickled. I was like, oh yeah, by the way, our content is not for children at all. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. You clicked on my face. So I bought the freaking laser. Ah, are you serious, Pro? It'll be here tomorrow. Lots of goodies to engrave. Ah, right on. Okay. I'm still trying to get my thing pulled up so I can see the comments. And I tried to put on mascara so I wouldn't look like such a zombie. Cause I've been crying for like a week. No, I'm not updating YouTube. And I think I have mascara in my eye. Okay, and I'm putting it in live chat on both of my devices so I can see everything that everybody's saying. Now we need two lasers, just need shark. Or now we have two lasers, just need sharks, right? Diane says, I bought a glass grinder. It shipped today. What kind did you get, Diane? Because I'm not going to lie, my glass star, the grinding bed is starting to get like wobbly. So, okay. So I may need to get a heavier, dutier grinder. Glass star, diamond star, right on. I think I'm also just very heavy handed with like pushing the stuff in there. Okay, let me get this turned. Y'all, I actually spent some time on the torch this morning. Let me check and see if the kiln is cool enough for me to pull those out. Oh, it's getting there.
What temperature is it?
It's off.
Oh.
So it's not reading a temperature. It was at like 400 when I turned it off, though I don't think I have to worry about my glass breaking. I'm gonna let them cool a little bit. I've got the kiln opened up, but I'm gonna let it cool some more. Dark. I'm not gonna lie, it's really nice. I have 2 Paragon kilns, and they were worth every single penny in investment. Oh, hey, my little love. Can I hold you? No, if I hold you, I'll get fur all in my lip gloss. That's how this happens. I put on chapstick. No, it's still just a sticky. It says rubber feet on the bottom, tighten the screws. That should help with wobbliness. Right on. No, it's actually like the plastic plate that comes up that's like the surface. As I'm pushing against the grinder, that has started sinking down. So, right on, Bobby. Okay, what are we doing? I'm gonna go grab some moons. I'll be right back. Make sure I'm not gonna step on the cat. I said step on the cat, and she turned and looked at me like, you do what?
For how many jelly beans?
Only beans. Will you make some coffee, Mama? Thank you. Okay, so we have a couple of moons to wrap. I don't know why I talk like that. I get excited. And I wanted to show you guys a little bit more about shameless self-promotion. Some of the groovy cabs that we actually have up for sale. Ah, right on. Your moon arrived. That's fantastic. Okay. If you get car sick easily, look away. What's up? What's up, baby? I needed the crunch. Yeah, we went to the store today and got more Captain Crunch. And I mixed it with Reese's Puffs because I'm a level 20 adult. Actually, I'm a level 32 adult. But, I'm gonna catch my cord on fire and then Randy will get mad at me again. Ooh, oh, Katrina, that's such a good idea. Yeah, I lit this in my, oh, Lily wrote, oh, she says, just got my craft along kit. The cabs are so beautiful, and I love the Celtic knot woodcut. Ooh, I'm so glad. I figure, spring, St. Patty's Day, gotta throw something a little Celtic in there. But yeah, I lit this with my torch today, and it was very, very satisfying. I think I'm gonna have to get some slow motion footage of my stick getting lit in the in the torch. Okay, so pro. If only the woodpecker size. No, that's just a smudge stick sent to us from our friend Jim. He sent me a bunch like a million years ago, and I've been rationing them, and I'm down to like my last two. Hey, Cher, how's it going? um, okay, so I'm not gonna talk about the moons just yet, y'all. This is how the wrap came out on from Saturday's exclusive stream, and I want to thank everybody who hung out with me during that stream because we wrapped this one way and then undid it and then like snipped it off and wrapped it another way and snipped it off and then third time, fourth, fifth time's the charm. Um, mm, that's a good idea too, Katrina. I'm really bad about um machinery maintenance, and I really need to get better about that because that's our biggest investment is in our machinery. S West says, "What do you think about 99-cent store colored wire?" I think there's a time and a place for everything. And wire like that can be really useful when working with resin or polymer clay or maybe armature for inside of stuff. But I've found most of the time I've found it to be like an anodized aluminum, so it'll be a really, really soft wire. So while it may not necessarily be a good wire for using for like something structural like this hoop here, it might be perfect for like doing some decorative spirals or like doing wrapped loops and stuff between bead links. So, while I am such a huge fan of Parawire, even for what some people might call cheap materials, there's a time and a place for everything. Well, hey, Tigress! Oh my gosh! It has been ages. He says, I feel like I haven't watched you in so long. My path led me away from creating art in favor of creating garden space. I've missed your laugh. Oh, Tigress! We garden over on the Vonster vlog. If you want to come hang out over there. Just make sure you put water in the bottom so it's glass sledge, not glass dust. Yes, excellent advice, Katrina. Right, Amy? It's mostly just because my house smells like people professionally fart in it all day. So just I don't know, the dogs like they fart for a living. Okay, something I wanted to show you guys real quick, just some shameless self-promotion. It crashed. Where are those? Ooh, oh, right there. Thank you. Okay, oh, I gotta click it again. Sorry, I'm back. I'm like, oh, gee, mom, gotta get the kids on top of the work they need to do. Okay, so, shameless self-promotion, that's what we were talking about. I pulled out some of my cherry tomato bush. It was a beast. I'm hoping it doesn't completely die on me. Oh no, Kelly. Where are you at that you have a cherry tomato bush going? Mine always die off over the winter. So something whenever I first started getting into jewelry making back in like 2008, I really loved a lot of these settings that were just a very simple kind of edge bevel. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Tomatoes are pretty hardy, so I bet it'll stay kicking for you. That thing ignored winter. I bet. um, I really liked this style of setting, and I've my entire jewelry creating career wanted to be able to emulate this in a handmade way without necessarily doing um, metal smithing. And even then, you can buy bezels that are like this, but one of the biggest problems I've always run into is with very minimal effort, you can kind of just pop these right out. Now, you could use a bit of glue, but that can sometimes ruin the silhouette of what you've got going on. And it does kind of pop back in there, which it's not a huge deal if it's like an agate like this, but if even if it's, I say in air quotes, just an agate, rocks are precious, okay? Even if it's just the shiny piece of gravel from the driveway, they're like, if it's important to you, it's important to you and you don't want to lose it. So nobody else gets to judge that value of, your stone, and so you don't want to lose it. And I feel like through our groovy cabs, we have finally found a way to be able to get a very stable version of this wrap with slightly more, ornamentation, slightly different bail sort of stuff. But I just wanted to demonstrate to you guys how, like, I'd have to wrench the head of this off. To, let's see, there's one that I don't mind sacrificing to the cause. So I'm going to take this here, and I am gripping and pushing. I am genuinely trying, and I cannot pop the stone out. Now, I did not use any glues. I didn't use anything. I just bent the heck out of that. Um, so I don't know. I'm just, the more that I'm working, I hear the squirty sound of a coffee. But I kind of wanted to show you guys that and to demonstrate the durability of these grooved cabs, that you can get that simple look without that fragility. Beautiful man who lives in my house. Matt, before, please have a kiss.
My gosh, how many things you want?
Like a million. I love you so much. I'm so glad our puppy's okay.
Me too.
That grumpy, stumbling old man. I love you. He's looking at me like, why you gotta smack talk me, Mom?
Just because I'm grumpy, old,
And stumbling.
does not mean you call me that.
But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of demonstrate that a little bit. And now also I wanted to show you guys the difference between, here we go. And I know I demonstrated I showed y'all this in Sunday's tutorial, but this one here is an 18 gauge. No, it's not. It's a 20 gauge. This is a 20 gauge wire. This one is an 18 gauge wire. Then this one, I know it's a different color, but just bear with me. This one is a 16 gauge wire. So you can see how they fill up the groove just slightly differently. So on Monday's shop update, actually, which if you guys are interested in participating in our giveaway, please check out our Monday shop update and giveaway. All you got to do is leave a comment, and that puts you in the running to win some groovy cabs. But in that video, I demonstrate how to purchase the groovy cabs on our website. Just any of the cabs that we have listed, if you click on them, it'll take you to a page where there's more pictures of the cab, a description, as well as a place where you can check to add a groove option to your order. So, cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Ooh. Oh no, Drax says I had to take a break from wire wrapping, was getting super discouraged. Oh, cranking out the chainmail today. Ooh, right on. Chainmail is awesome. All crafting is awesome, actually. Yes, patio. I love the 16 gauge look as well. It just brutalizes my hands a little bit, so. Oh, y'all are so kind. Groovy. Crockpot cake? What? Hey, Debbie, I'm doing great. Okay, so I'm going to start. My workspace is a bit of a mess, but just bear with me. I'm going to snip off about 12 inches of the 16 gauge wire. I don't know what happened. My finger hurts. I have like, I don't know, a splinter or something. Bah. What's this? Well, this was 16 gauge. I could have used that. Harup, I say. Well, I might use 2 lengths of the 16 gauge because I found some just loose on my table. And then I'm going to use 2 lengths. Huh?
What mandrels do you recommend to use to make different shapes?
Okay, that is a really good question. The mandrels that I use the most are this little canister. Which is, I really like the shape of it. It doesn't, well, it makes a loud noise, but it's not like a super loud noise every time I drop it. But a comparable tool is a ring mandrel. This is phenomenal for making like the little, if you wanted to shape, the curve of something around the end of the like the butt of the stone, like if you wanted to cup the butt, uh this works really well, and you have all those different sizes to choose from. There are some different like triangle and stuff, like squared mandrels on the market, but if y'all are anything like my partner and I, and you like tabletop gaming, Essex dice boxes. Let me just rummage a bit. Chessex dice boxes are one of my favorite. It's very, very sturdy plastic. I usually always have one on hand, and you can take it and make a pretty reasonable right angle bend very easily, very consistently too. So again, like found objects are probably some of my favorite mandrels, as well as pens, knitting needles. There's a pretty standard, like if you just search like wire wrapping mandrel set, like the foam handle part like peeled off, but this super handy. It's like a bunch of knitting needles all in one. So I do recommend stuff that's hard though, because if you used like a wooden dowel or a pencil as a mandrel, if you use a heavier gauge wire, sometimes it can actually bite into the wood and be difficult to remove. We found that out the first time we drill coiled wire onto a wooden dowel for cutting rings. We could not remove it. We had to cut through the whole thing. It was a nightmare. The world is a mandrel. You are correct. Oh my gosh. The coffee is hot and fresh and wiggling. It's not wiggling. That'd be weird. I'm going to cut off 2 lengths now of some 20 gauge. I wanted to try up some different, get kind of funky and weird with it. Do you have wubbers? They are expensive. Are those the pliers? I do not. I have never paid more than, I think the most I've ever paid for pliers was like $15, and that's for mandrel pliers. But I use them too much and lose them too much to spend that much on them. Especially, I used to lose them a lot more whenever we worked at conventions and I would teach classes. Ooh, right on. Jack says I'm needing a good 25 millimeter mandrel. Dude, pro, hook a lady up. Don't you have some, like, he's got like pool cues and all sorts of things. I bet pro can take care of you and probably also market custom made mandrels too. Hey Lola, how's it going?
That sounds something that'd be pretty easy to 3D print.
Yeah, oh my gosh, 3D printing would be really cool. Whew, Jean says they cost, some are $72. Oh, I could be Oprah rich and I still don't know if I'd spend that much money on pliers. Like, hey, oh, there's a pretty kitty on the porch. Say, what's up? Yeah, it is our kitty this time. Hey, pretty kitty, I love you. I gotta go let the cat in. And then I'll be right back. My coffee for me. Make sure nobody drinks it.
Oh, my ankles hurt.
Hey, Blue. She's not making chase her. I can't chase her right now. I like twisted my ankle or something. It's really killing me. What the? Randy! Not to Volin told you to do something pro, but straight up, if you make some, I will shamelessly promote them on our channel if you have them for sale, because I don't know, sometimes like I think it's really good to you bamboozled me, honey.
What?
I was like, where'd it go? Oh. But the lag, I saw you taking it on my tablet whenever I sat down. Do what?
No, you didn't.
Uh-huh.
It's a lying thing.
Okay, wire wrapping. Come on, y'all. We can do this, maybe. So I'm going to be using some 18 gauge half round wire. Pamela says, what type of coffee do you drink? It always makes me run to make a cup. I've been digging this like coconut mocha coffee. It's really that and cinnabon flavored. I don't much care for the buttered toffee one as much.
What you're drinking right now.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, hot dog, I love it. Also, I have the palate of like a garbage fed possum. Like, so you could be like, yes, this is a highly refined blah blah blah. And it could just really be like, week old Folgers from a gas station. And I'd be like, oh yeah, this is good coffee. I don't know the difference. I just want it to be hot and have creamer in it. I've been looking at making one of the bead mandrels. Wouldn't be too hard. Guess I will. Right on. Coconut chocolate and coffee are really good flavor combo. And Randy doesn't really like coconut, and since it's just the two of us, I have a hard time justifying like buying like, something that's coconut flavored if I'm going to be the only one eating it. And Randy doesn't drink coffee, so this is a good way for me to get my coconut fix. This, and I've got like little Russell Stover's coconut sugar-free candies. Thank you, baby. Okay, so I isolated the two 16 gauge first. I'm going to see if zooming in. Woo! I love off topic. DJ says, somewhat off topic, but are there any cabs in your shop that could possibly take a backlit LED well? I'm looking for something to make but one. I don't know what that is. A button? To make a button with. Okay, yeah, quite possibly.
And if you want glass, I would say probably like the D or I.
The D or I categories? Yeah. I don't recommend any of our gemstones for that, but if any of the pictures that you look at of our cabs on our website, like let's digital field trip. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Should we spoil a bit?
Not yet.
Okay.
How do I find my website? I try so hard to be a professional person, and yet here we are. Back. Yes, no, not Bank of America. I don't even. Crap, now I'm typing bank. Back. I don't even bank with Bank of America. Back to eArth. How many different. Oh, I guess it updated, so it's not suggesting anymore.
That sucks.
Oh, yeah, that's the best. I hate it. I really genuinely hate it. Okay, here we go.
Wait, so why did it suggest Bank of America? So it is suggesting just not anything you've searched.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yep. Okay, so this is our website. Behold, I'll zoom back out. And if you click up in the menu and then go to shop and then craft materials, and then you could go ahead and click all, or you could fine tune it down to cabochons, and you could click cabochons all, or you could fine tune it, but we're going to look at all the cabochons. We also have those buttons. So any of them, whenever you're looking at them, like this one would take backlighting really well, though I would recommend using like a layer of that packaging foam that can diffuse, like it diffuse light, like it would give it like a frosted look. But yeah, any of them that you can see the lines through. Whereas ones like these ones here, you can see it's opaque backed. Like you can't see my fingers or the lines through it at all. Those would not be particularly accommodating to being backlit with an LED. This one would take it really well. Those two, that one, well, that one's got a big hole in the middle, but that one. So again, anything that whenever you're looking at it in the pictures, and also, if you have something in particular in mind, shoot us an email and we'll see if we can't help you out. Woo! We still have some pretty labs in the shop. Speaking of pretty labs, we are going to be wire wrapping up a whole mess of cabochons for y'all this Friday in our Super Craft Alongathon Um,
Basically the same as last month.
yeah, kind of exactly the same as how we did last month, but with a whole lot more and higher quality, I think, labradorites. Ooh. As well as some amethysts, some different fused glass. What? Why are you made it seem like I could tell them. Oh, you're hyping it. Okay. This is well, you're too much hype. It's freaking me out. I'm not going to be wrapping a grooved cab right away. I might do one a little later. But I'm going to start with doing some wire wrapped moons. Moon, 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 moon. Right on, DJ. Now we do have a really hard time actually getting our cabs to come out in particular measurements. But yeah, send us an email and I'll see if I can help you out at all.
Also,
Mm-hmm.
the pictures are taken.
Yes, the grid that the pictures are taken on is a 1 inch grid, in case that's unclear, and that way it can give you a little bit more, um, idea of what you're looking at. So I'm just coming through. It's a little tricky doing the two different gauges of wire, right, Comatose? And we've not to flex. We've got some really pretty amethysts. Some that are highly translucent and like high clarity, and some that have some really beautiful like calcite chevron markings in them. We had a fun time going through our stash together to decide what to bring y'all. There we go. Mm-hmm. Oh no, Pro. We really are hoping to have the moon molds up soon. But I think we'll have much better results using a pressure pot.
Yeah, between the pressure pot and the fact that the temperature is getting better.
Yeah, now that it's a lot warmer too, that'll help, though I don't want to say anything and jinx it. But yeah, it's gonna be just like last month, Michelle. So like we'll have a bunch of the different cabs posted up on the website and y'all can purchase them for your own use, or you can select to have us wrap it for you live. And we will be calling out the names, people's first names. So if you don't want your first name used, leave a note in the like order. Like you can leave little notes in there and be like, please say this screen name. Hmm?
Please say Dumbledore.
Please say Dumbledore. Or whatever, whenever we're wrapping yours, that way, if we have like, multiple, let's say Bethany's, who purchase items, like that way the person who purchases it will know that, okay, it's my cab up. Hey, Derpy, how's it going? Jean says, I hope I don't forget. Well, we will be sending out another email on Friday as well. So
We could do Adam without an I.
Adam without an I. Oh, honey. Okay, so Mandrel time. I think I'm going to use this one. I mean, it's not exactly the same size as the moon, but it's pretty close. So what time on Friday? We're actually going to be going live at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Because, well, I'm not gonna lie, I will stay up until 2 or 3 in the morning wire wrapping, but we had a really great turnout last time, and I don't want to, get too ahead of myself, but I'm really hoping it'll go well again this month. Say, Case is just say Sasquatch. um, but yeah, we'll start streaming at about 3, and we will go until we are done, or until my hands fall off, whichever happens first. So, right on, Comatose.
7 hours.
Jean says, so it'll be for Kentucky time? I do think so.
They're central.
Well, it'll be, if they're Eastern.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Time's a construct. Ooh, Gethin asks, do you know any colored wire that isn't terrible? Literally anything by Parawire is better than just about everything else, as far as colored wire goes. I really swear by their base colors. Randy, what's that noise?
Oh, that was Z losing his teeth.
Okay. Because I was like, that's the weirdest thunder I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's just his teeth all across the
Okay. Our friend Yvette, I think like a million years ago, had gotten Z some like it's a toy that looks like teeth when he holds it in his mouth. Um, but yeah, all of their base metal colors um have held up fantastically for me. Some of their like brighter colors or like more intensely colored colors can sometimes like bleed a little bit or flake some, but they still hold up. At its absolute worst, Parawire holds up than what I've used of artistic wire on its best day. Not bashing anything, just stating my experience. So if you can get your paws on Parawire, do it. So Parawire doesn't have nickel. They do not. Unless it's, I think they have nickel in like their German silver wire, but that's not marketed as, I don't even know if they carry that anymore. That's not marketed as one of their craft wires. So we've taken our little mandrel here, which is about hair over an inch in diameter, and just shaped it around. Ooh, Kay says, would you ever use two different color metals on a piece? Yes, I love doing that, Kay. In fact, this is one of the, I don't know, I guess I haven't as much here lately. I've been trying to do a whole lot of like one wire pieces with the groovy cabs. But I especially love the vintage bronze and antique copper together. I really like anything with silver. So I shaped this and then I opened it up just a little bit more. That way it would hug the butt of the moon pretty well.
Hey, Sparkies.
Hey, Sparkies.
It has been crazy.
It has been super crazy. It's a good day though. And I'm keeping an eye and making sure that my two 16 gauge are towards the back and my two 20 gauge are towards the front. I'm going to do this one a little offset, I do think. Just because I feel like getting weird with it. So I'm going to bend it around towards the center there. Trying to keep these two wires along that outer edge. And then I'm going to bring these two around here like that. And to keep things symmetrical, if I were trying for symmetry, moons have butts. Everything has a butt, like, kinda.
Oops, it's got a butt.
And, but if I were shooting for something symmetrical, by doing one side and then the other each step at the same time, it really helps with that. But I really wanted this one a little bit more offset. Like sometimes your moon gets knocked loose. And I'm just coming around. Hey Gail, how's it going? Whoopsie. Like my hands are so sore from we've been grooving cabs all the ding dong day. For like 2 or 3 days now, actually. My hands hurt. But this is fine. I'm gonna have to give them a break before Friday. So, and you can see with using that 20 gauge, the 16 gauge is a lot more stable. I think in the tutorial we had used like all 20 gauge and it got a little flimsy up there at the shoulders, but you okay, Sam? You okay, little buddy? He's just turning over, I think. Oh, baby boy. We can't show him because I think YouTube would actually consider it gore. How he has his stitches and his stint in, but he's being a good boy. Kay says, "Have you ever wrapped a piece so hard that you broke it?" Yes. And it's always made me really sad because it's always been, every time that has happened, it's either been a beautiful hematite, turquoise, or malachite. I'm very, if they aren't like dummy thick, I break them. So I have to be kind of careful. So at this point, the moon will still slip out. They did. There's a drainage tube in his side. Derby pigeon. Sometimes I don't even have to break. I didn't have to wrap a piece to break it. Now that's a superpower. You don't gotta go flexing. Okay, And now I'm going to bring this around. Bring it around town. Yeah. But they took a baseball-sized mass off of his side. So, poor puppy, but he's doing a lot better. He's got the cancer. He's doing pretty good. About once a year now, we have to take him in and get a lump removed off of his side. He hates it. He hates the vet so much. He hates going there for anything. There are not enough treats in this world. Like, I stayed out in the car this morning while Randy took salmon because I was crying so hard that I was like, I can't be seen by other humans right now. I'll just, like, bawl on them. Nobody signed up for that today. And so Randy took salmon and was telling me about Nanzilla. What? Aspire to inspire before we expire. Oh, well, thank you so much, Nan, and amen. Oh no, my butt's falling out. I forgot a super important step.
Man, I hate it when my butt falls.
I hate it too, bud. It's the worst. Okay, so if you find your butt slipping, because, like, check it. That's no good. Oh, crap, now I can't get it back up. Okay. So this one's for you, Nanzilla. I'm going to show you how to put your butt back in. Y'all are talking about me. I'm right here, you guys. Well, shoot. This would have been a lot easier if I had the 20 gauge. So before you go wrapping everything, if you're following along with me, oops, sorry. Hey, Suzanne, how's it going? Broke my left ankle in 3 places. Oh my gosh. Road trip for sure, Suzanne. I hope you're okay. Oh, you don't need ankles to wire wrap. Like, not to be that way, but I mean, better an ankle than a wrist when it comes to wire wrapping, but that's me just trying to make light of a situation, I think. I hope you're okay. Okay, so I'm just getting my pliers in there and twisting it this way. And then we're going to take it and just smush the heck out of it to get it to hold the butt in. Oh, there goes Nanzilla. Yeah, that's true. So I'm sitting on a gimpy ankle right now, but I'm still waddling around on it. And now that's all kind of like wonky and weird. But if your stuff starts getting weird, just come in. This isn't what we planned, but this is what's happening. So we'll just come in here and twist that down. Grab it and twist that, whoops, down. Oh, it was doing so good too, and then here we are. Well, I did say I wanted it off-centered. Okay. Okay. So, last time I made one of these, I kind of like snipped them short. I kind of want to do some little swirlies. Just because. Jennifer says too many distractions. Yep. If y'all prefer the structure of our tutorials, if you can call that structured, we do new tutorials every Sunday. But I still like the live chats because sometimes, I don't know, it inspires me to get to hang out with you guys and like kind of just shoot the breeze and answer questions and get our craft on. But I understand it's not for everybody. So I'm just cinching that wire in. Lose it. Fell down basement. Oh gosh, Suzanne. Phyllis's mom said doo-doo. I sure did. Again, super duper professional grown up. Jennifer says, no, the distractions are what make this fun. Right on. So now I'm just kind of making some weird little bits of spirals and twists. Gonna try to smush it. All right, Anjani. So there we have some very blurry. Ooh, Jen says, I ordered a bunch of the resin moons. I just love them. They're fun to wrap. I tried your technique with the stone one and had a hard time. More practice needed. Right on. What wires were you using? Because I really wanted this like hanging this way. I'm not gonna lie to you. Uh, so we'll see how that goes. Christine says I can't do wire wrapping without my fingers cramping. Any suggestions? Parawire and I think it's Hobby Lobby's On a Wire. Both have a very soft aluminum wire that it is nice and easy on the hands. Starting with simple projects and kind of building your way up from there can help to build up hand strength, as well as just taking a lot of breaks, massaging your hands, doing hand soaks, like anything like that. Like self care is absolutely most important because as crafters, we use our hands quite a bit, so we've got to keep them in working order. Um, hmm. Jen says I was using 20 gauge and 24 half round. I need to expand my section. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, Jen. I would have a really hard time with that. Those are very petite wires, um, and I've always found that particularly tricky because I can be heavy handed with stuff, and it's they're softer to work with than the thicker wires, but um, they aren't as forgiving. I feel like with if you like bend them funny or smush it or squeeze it too hard. Hey, Melissa, how's it going? So now I'm just wrapping. And I like to kind of just follow the little vining that goes down.
Are you on live or top chat?
I don't know. I'm on top chat from when it crashed. I'm so sorry, you guys. And the stone was carved looking so slipped everywhere. Might have to be. Oh, the tasty beverages fault. There's multiple variables. We'll figure it out. Okay. Where'd my... There they are. Do, 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 do. Oh no, Comatose says, I've been crafting so much my phone has stopped reading my fingerprint. Oof. I always have so much stuff on my hands and everything, like whether it's resin or paint or whatnot, that I never went the fingerprint route on my phone. Somebody, I think they were trying to be helpful, but they were actually like, don't do peace signs. Somebody will read your fingerprints and hack your stuff. And I'm like, I don't think I have to worry about that. Brought to you by Butts. By Bandai.
That's by Bandai.
Which we actually carry Parawire on our website now, Beth. Now, granted, we have a super limited selection of it, but that way, because Parawire, they've got amazing prices, but they do have a minimum order, I think, of like $50. Whereas if you just want to try it out, we have it's like 7-yard spools on our website in a very limited selection of gauges and colors, but shameless self-promotion. Hustler's gonna hustle. How should we do the bail on this one? I want it to be like kind of a messy, organic look. Ooh, Diane says, is Parawire softer to work with than zebra wire? Yes, I actually started out wire wrapping with zebra wire, and for a long time it was like soft and pliable, and then out of nowhere it's like it was hard. And that's actually what sent me on my quest for a replacement wire, and that's how I came across on a friend's recommendation Parawire, and I have not looked back since. What's in that coffee? Creamer, Cold Stone Creamery, like Italian sweet cream flavored creamer. A crossover bale. What's a crossover bale? Because I wanted to do a little bit of where you like wrap them, if that makes sense. Uh, like do a little bit that half round wrap to tie that in. It's just about how I can help my poor hands from cramping when I wire wrap. Um, Starting with small projects and wrapping for short amount of times and then building up in intensity, Christine, is a great way to kind of build it up because even after all this time, my hands cramp up quite a bit. But taking lots of breaks helps. Um, but it's, your hands powered by muscles just like every other part of our bodies. And if we do a whole lot of something and our body starts cramping up, we got to take breaks and give it rest. Now, also, those squeezing, they look like clamps without the clamp part. You just squeeze it to build up your muscles can really help, or like little stress balls. Also, squeezing and then flashing your hands out, like almost if someone were holding your hand shut. You're trying to like, you know, force away from it. That kind of works out the backs of your arms. Doing where like you have your arm on a table with maybe a light weight and curling up this way as well as curling up towards the back can strengthen your forearms because a lot of the times I'm trying to prevent the inevitable onset of, so I'm trying to delay, I guess, the onset of arthritis that will one day render me unable to wire wrap and unable to do a lot of the crafting that I like to do so much. So it's the muscles that support our bones and joints that I feel like will keep me crafting well into my 40s. Um, Hopefully. Um, as well as stretching. So as much as you work out those muscles, also go through do stretches. Um, Ooh, Debbie says you wrapped the big chunky monkey lab right for me from the last live show. It fell out when I got it. What? Oh, I'm so sorry, Debbie. Yeah, 18 gauge should work great. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that that happened. Right on, Kay. And more than anything, listen to your body. Sometimes wire wrapping may not be a daily thing for you. It might just be a weekly thing, and that's okay. Paraffin hand treatments are good for arthritis. Right on. I think spa type stuff is just good for always. Like, yeah, we have changed our live streaming time on Tuesdays. We now go from 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But our Saturday exclusive streams are still from 3 to 5. Okay, so we've got those two wires like that. And I'm going to start just by cinching it in a bit. Spas are good for the whole body and mind, right, Pro? I need to go. Randy won't help me cut my hair, and I can't blame him. But he's like, you should go to a salon and get your hair done. But like nowhere around here is, I guess, edgy enough to do a mohawk. They keep trying to give me like that talk to the manager haircut. Which don't get me wrong, I think is adorable, but it makes the beast rise within me, and then I'm like, where's the manager? And Randy's like, you're the manager. Ooh, Jenny says Epsom salt soaks are great for sore wrapping hands. I love eucalyptus mint. Ooh, right on. I have arthritis in my thumbs and I just started wire wrapping again. It's actually reduced the stiffness and I'm not nearly as sore. Right on. That's the folks that I've talked to, crafters who well into their 70s and 80s are like, if you don't move it, you lose it. Just because it hurts, it makes you not want to get up and do the thing. But whether it's walking or yoga or wire wrapping or knitting or any of these things, it's like, you know, you should always listen to the pain, but, and not push yourself too much, but there is a working through the discomfort. There's a big difference between pain and discomfort. And so it's if you can work through the discomfort, it'll actually keep you moving and keep you going. Whereas if you keep, not pushing that edge of discomfort, things will, that the discomfort will keep pushing its boundary. So, bah. It's such a beautiful day. It's so windy. Randy got me some cabbages from the feed store today. He was like, you can get a flat. So I got some cabbages because the feed store sells them for like, it's like 4 for $1, which is amazing because Walmart's like, you want this cabbage? $5. And I'm like, why? Like, you buy one cabbage plant and it literally grows you one cabbage. Like, unless I'm growing cabbage wrong. And they sell cabbage for like 78 cents. So I'm like, I could grow from seeds, but that takes kind of a while. And the cabbage moths are so bad here. But yeah, so 4 for $1. It's pretty good. I'll pay that. Then I got 8 cabbages. I'll have hopefully 8 cabbages this season. It's kind of discouraging. Got some broccoli and some Brussels sprouts and some kales and some cauliflower. So I'm super excited. Ooh, and some like Johnny Jump Ups, like some violets and pansies, which are super pretty. The thumb is lonely, make it blue. Whose thumb? Ooh, Pi says I hurt my ankle once and didn't want to walk. My cousin took me to Disneyland and I had to walk. Got better real fast. Oh, Pi. Speaking of Walmart, do you know they sell bottles of Chick-fil-A sauce now? What? What's up? The Chick-fil-A sauce?
No.
Mm.
We grow in cartilage and joints.
Ooh, what'd you say about that? Recently, they discovered a method to regrow cartilage in joints, which could potentially help arthritis. Oh, that would be phenomenal. Because I feel it coming on my thumbs worse than anything. Like this joint on my thumbs. Because I go like this too much. And so it just feels like it's worn down. Oh my gosh, bro. Started reading, but then it rained. I tried again, then it snowed. The calendar says spring starts, but Utah's snow says not yet. I feel that, J-Max. I tilled up a bed, like, kind of half-assedly, and then sat back and let my chickens do the rest, and then dug up some compost from, because we have our rabbit cages suspended so that all their poop and everything falls through. And they've got resting boards, so before anybody jumps down my throat about keeping rabbits in cages, it is much better for them to be up off the ground. And they do have their corrugated resting boards that way, if their hocks get sore. But anyhow, I scooped some of that up and put it onto the bed, and the chickens have been spreading that for me. So it's like having a little league of minions who are just chittering gremlins. They don't do nothing that I actually want them. Like I have to if I ask them to do it, they won't do it. But if I trick the chickens and like, no, don't scratch here, they'll come and till the whole thing up. So okay, so there's that bit of bale. I have no idea how much half round we used initially for that, but I'm going to bend it forward. Use the 6mm. Huh? Clucking minions. Mother cluckers is what I call them. I let them out of their coop in the mornings and I go, sup, mother cluckers? And then like, but the neighbor's always out because I guess I let my chickens out at the same time that my neighbor goes to work. So there's no telling. There's no telling. Okay. Because I do like finger guns at them and I'll be like, "Bok, bok, mother cluckers." They get me. Not the neighbors, the chickens, obviously. Okay. So now we can take this and we can kind of continue vining it around. And this is where I really love using multiple um, wire thicknesses because I feel like it just makes it look so flowy and organic. Have you ever wrapped raw cut crystals? Yes, and I actually have one here that I've been hankering to wrap, y'all. Check out this smoky quartz. Do you think we should wrap this next? Or should we do a groovy cap? I'm still just devastated that the honker chonker broke out of his wire. Um, like I'm so sorry. We do free repairs on all of our work, but if you want to wrap it, like go for it. Yes, Drax. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oops. Sorry, that's so loud. Stinker bells. Yeah, the quartz. Aw. Allison says the Dragon Eye was the first Yvonne Williams I saw on YouTube. Also, been a fan ever since. Right on. Like I'm still sitting on. I'd painted these two up for a friend, and they're so pretty. I don't want to get rid of them. I'm like, I'm gonna hoard it. Um, but this one's on a domed. It's actually like I think was it Bob that sent me these? It was like 4 or 5 years ago. Um, these were sent to us. It's the projection like lens. It's the lens from inside a projection TV. And then this one's just like an 80 millimeter cab from on Amazon. But I still paint eyes, but I don't know, like I need to work on not listening to like the one turd who's like nah 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 on like a video because it's like I was having a lot of fun making videos and they were like, "Didn't you already make a video about this?" And I like died inside. Like I guess it was the camel that broke or the straw that broke the camel's back or something because like yeah, it's the camel that broke the straw. Um but I had it just my creativity just like sloop stopped working and I've been trying to find my way back to me ever since. I know, like logically, Kay, like I know and I agree with you so much, but it's the thing is if I put a stone wall around my heart to or a barrier or however you visualize it, if I put that barrier in place, yes, it would block out the people who are just crap bags, but it also blocks out your kindness and your caring and your compassion and the connection that I get to have with each of you guys. And I would so much rather keep myself open and vulnerable to even the crap bags so that I can experience the beauty and the grace that is so many of y'all and all of your just kindness and everything. So so it comes with the territory, but yeah, I know, but that takes like it's and I've started. I no longer check messages if I'm tired or if I'm hangry or if I've had a bad day or like so taking steps to make sure that I'm in like the right kind of headspace before I go in and wage battle. Um helps. But it's, nobody told me that whenever they were like, hey, if you're gonna expose yourself to the internet, maybe you should set boundaries or literally anything. Um, yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, Phyllis. Um, but yeah, it just some warning would have been nice. But I'm really glad that I didn't come in all clammed up because it wouldn't have gotten to be what it is. I'm really digging this, y'all. Aw, right on, Stinkerbell. Lindsay says, I try to think of those negative comments in terms of the person who spoke them. We can only project what we have inside, and they must have poison inside. Yeah, that sucks for, like, not to be like, oh, that sucks for you, but that does suck for them. Like, ew. Like, I don't know, how do you help somebody? You can lead a crafter to pliers, but you can't make them not be a crap bag. Ooh, I like that, stacked spirals. If you ever need some fun trolling, I'm here. I know it, bro. I know it. I appreciate y'all so much. Aw, thanks, Tinkerbell. I hope you guys are half as supportive of yourselves as you are of me. Like, y'all are the best. Thank you. So it's a little hectic, but hey, that's life. I'm gonna try this one with cutting at an angle. Ouch. Hey Gans, how's it going? I'm gonna cut it the other way. Ooh, I was jabbering on about my cabbages. So if y'all want to see my cabbages, we'll be doing another update on probably Friday of a garden tour of kind of just what we've planted and how it's going. I need to get some because my brassicas every year get hit super hard by the like cabbage moths. These really cute little like white moths that like demolish everything. Well, the moths don't, the caterpillars do. And we get so many of them, the chickens are like, I'm not eating any more of those. And I'm like, please? And they're like, nope, I'm done. But I need to get some of that like fabric that you put over
My brassicas.
my brassicas. Yeah. Hey, Randy. You know that feeling whenever I say like a Pokemon name and you're like, oh. And like you told me you're like, I'm so proud that you like know what a like war turtle is. Remember?
Yeah.
I feel that same way when I hear you say the word brassicas, and I'm not entirely certain that you know what you're saying, but I'm still very proud.
Okay.
Like I just wanted to let you know that I love you. And my bitter little heart got happy hearing you say, "My brassicas."
Like, you do catch the reference.
Yeah, it's from Avatar: The Last Airbender when they kept wrecking that feller's cabbages. But also, did you know that cabbages are brassicas? Are they? I don't know, maybe. I know kale is. Cabbages. Are cabbages a brassica? I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh well. I try. Every time someone says they would have done my painting different, I tell them what to. When they do their painting, they can make that change. Yep. Yep, Phyllis. Alan says, my boy Randy, what's up? Hey, Alan, what's up, Randy?
Just chilling.
This is chilling. Yes, cabbages or brassicas. Excellent. Okay. Because they're like yummy. I made a big old pot of venison cabbage soup today, and it was delicious.
You finished telling the story about Sam Dog this morning at the vet.
I didn't. I wasn't there. You should tell it. You want to come do story time while I clean up my beads? Y'all, Randy's gonna come tell y'all about Sam Dog. Poor Sam Dog this morning at the vet. You can even sit in the comfy chair. Also, shameless promotion for our friends, for any Firefly fans out there.
Mutters.
Our friends with World of Strange make this awesome shirt. All the protein, vitamins, and carbs of your grandma's best turkey dinner, plus 15% alcohol. Mudder's milk. If you use coupon code BTEC20, you'll get 20% off your order with World of Strange. So,
it's worth it.
yep,
These
and
are
they
awesome
carry
shirts.
up to 5X. So, okay. Also, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
All right. So this morning, we got up at I got up at 4, which was terrible because the alarm was set for 6. But I got up at 4 because I was like, I couldn't sleep well. I was like, we can't miss this appointment, all that stuff. So by the time we finally did leave, we got up at 6 because we had to give him his happy pills because he so hates the vet that they have to zonk him out just to get him in the door. In fact, last time, not this time, but the last time we went to the vet, he was zonked out and it took Vaughn and me to get him through the threshold of the door. He hates the vet. So, that being said, this morning we get him there and Vaughn just stays out in the car. She's like, I am not fit to be seen in public. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I take him in and he it's 8 a.m. There is nobody there. And I sit down at the little waiting area and he's just kind of pacing a bit and keeps tugging me towards the front door we should go. We should go now. And I'm like, just chill out, dude. Just, sit here, sit, lay down.
Did you tell him we had given him his happy pills?
Yes. So already he's zonked out and he's still very I don't want to be here. This is not good. Well, the vet finally showed up and she's like, okay, you can go through the door, which it's this little airlock door that takes you into a very tiny room.
An exam room.
I don't think it would be a 10 by 10. It's very small. But he didn't want to go in there. But we got him in there. And it's just me and him. And he starts and the door opens and his favorite vet walks in.
He hates it.
At which point he starts like a tea kettle. And I'm like, breathe, man, breathe. He then hops up into my lap, looks me in the face, and yells, ah! And I'm like, okay, calm down. He then gets out of my lap, goes behind me, and does not leave, out from behind me until I'm done signing all the paperwork. And I'm like, yeah, you can resuscitate it CPR if you want, but his breath is terrible, so at your own.
I don't know if they actually use their mouth.
And they're like, no, it's you actually have to tell us if you're okay with it. I'm like, yes, please save my dog's life if he dies. And they're like, okay, we need you to leave now because he's not going to leave this room if you're here. And I'm like, okay. Well, so I handed her the leash. I open the door and she literally has to stagger plant her feet because he's trying to get out the door and his it's terrible. So I have to shut the door on his little nose.
Oh.
And he's going, and I shut the door and I have to walk out of the room. And the lady at the front was like, okay, we'll call you. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So that's been all morning. And he when we went and got him, he did not want to look at me.
He was so sleepy though.
He was very sleepy, but we got him home. We got him in the cage or the kennel so that
doesn't step all over him.
Z is a jerk. And he's laying there and he will not look at me. I had to go and we went and got canned dog food because I was like, he's had a rough day. he can have a treat, And when we went and picked him up from the vet, she's like, okay, feed him about half of what you normally feed him because the anesthesia, it can upset their stomach. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. So I go and I pull one of the cans, and it's this pedigree chicken dog food, soft stuff. I open the can and I'm like, this is potted meat. This is chicken potted meat. This smells exactly. It looks exactly like it.
It's just 40 cents more for the same amount.
Yeah, well, it's double the amount. But, but I'm like, oh, okay, that's gross. Let's put it on a little paper plate because what else am I going to do? Put it in there. And after he ate the food, he kind of looked up at me like, all right, maybe.
He'll talk to you again.
Maybe he'll talk to me. But that was the story of Sam Dog. So that's
Sam Dog's Day in a nutshell.
Yeah, Sam Dog's Day.
But we got into the vet and we could hear him.
Oh yeah.
In there, just going
through like 3 different layers of airlock door because they keep the kennels in the very back, and we can hear him up at the front, and I'm like, that's my dog, that's my boy, and the lady at the front, he goes, oh, he's been letting us know all day.
Well, thank you for regaling the tale of Sam Dog the Brave. They said, thanks for the story, Wandy. Guys, I've been so scared. Like, I'm so glad Sam's okay. Oh, and I'm dying of allergies now. Why does potted meat seem to give the same image of Soylent Greens? We're not gonna talk about that. Right, well maybe, I don't know, I didn't want to have a camera in Sam's face because I was really worried about, he didn't sign up to be the in a vlogger family, so I'm not gonna stick a camera in his face because he seems to not like it. Okay, so this is how the moon came out, which I'm really pleased actually with how that came out. It's a mess, but I love it. So it is what it is. And these are the beads that I made this morning that I actually have not gotten to take a good look at. So let me grab my pliers real quick. And I have started going through and cleaning the centers of my beads with a Dremel. So that's been cool. And I dip them in water so all the bead release is nice and wet and we don't have to worry about dust in our lungs or anything. Oh, Brooke. Got my fingers crossed for you. Right on, Debbie. So I just use these great big pliers to hold on. And then I guess we could be looking at them as we clean everything up. But it adds to the mystery. So there's this one. I really love red and turquoise together. Like, I think this red kept coming out like super duper dark though. Ooh, hey Daniel, how's it going? Someone wants you to wire wrap with 2 different wires. Okay, we might do that on the smoky quartz. I think an antique copper into silver would look really cool. There's that one. There is this one. So I was trying to make like a whole set. Because I haven't done lampwork glass, y'all, in ages. And it kind of shows. But I'm not much of a perfectionist. But I do like to be able to make what I want to happen. So I'm not a perfectionist, I'm a control freak. So, but that's kind of refining technique to where you can get it to be perfect, gives you a lot of room to be able to have the skill and control to be able to make something imperfect on purpose. So I actually found a studio that's open to like very small private groups up in Kansas City that I think I'm going to try to book a class for Randy and I to go take lampwork glass classes. It'd be really cool because Randy was like, I mean, I might try it. I don't know if I'd be very good. And it's like, the point isn't to be good. Right on, Jax. How much does a small setup for lampwork beads cost? Like, do you have to have the tiny kiln and stuff? If you're making smaller beads, you can get by with like it's a, I can't think of the term for it, but it's like it's a fiber blanket that's a ceramic fiber blanket that you, or vermiculite beads that you can put your, like, let me actually take you over here real quick. So I use that kiln, but for the longest time I used this crock pot that has like, I can't reach it has these little beads in there. They're beads, it's like bumbles. And I'd put the crock pot on high, and I would put the beads on their rods after they kind of cooled into there. Like, you want the glass to cool enough that it's not going to distort before putting it in there or in this ceramic fiber cloth. And what that does is it makes the bead cool kind of all at the same rate. And then a hothead torch. Oof. If you wanted to get a whole bunch of colors and a hothead torch and the stuff to anneal it with, I would budget $300 to $500 to get a complete setup going. And that's having a significant number of mandrels, that's having a marver, that's having a fan for ventilation. Ventilation is super important, and that also includes the didinium glasses that you wear to keep your eyeballs from getting cooked out of your head. Do it, love? There's a studio here called Waterworks Art Studio, and they do all sorts of cool stuff. And they are small classes. They do glass, metal. Oh, really? Tulsa is like super cool. Do what? That's a lot closer than Kansas City. Is it? I thought it was still 2 hours to Tulsa.
Oh, are they in Tulsa?
I believe so. Kind of equidistant though, and we haven't seen the Tulsa Aquarium. Right on, Jen. Hey, Judy, I'm working to make another box. So I started. Oh my gosh, we're good, Judy. Thank you though. You've been so generous. Okay, I don't know what's up with my hands, but like it hurts. I think I have like glass shards or some blisters or something going on. I don't know. Now this one, I had started to make the bead and the bead release broke. So I just pulled the glass off of it, and because I didn't want to lose the mandrel. So that's why that one's all kind of weird. But I kind of like it. Sorry, Nikki. Yeah, I'm just streaming on my phone, so this is not high quality content. According to their website, the Bead and Button show has canceled, like they've closed like permanently. But if anybody has heard otherwise, please, because I was devastated. I really wanted to go to the Bead and Button show. Can't tell if we trained Callie or she trained us, but she rings the bell now when she wants outside.
I didn't train her to do it.
Well,
we've just been reinforcing the behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just can ring the bell. And
she just sits there so smug and cute, like, oh, human, come open the door for me, please. As if she would say please.
I would do it, but I don't have opposable.
Right? Thank goodness. She'd rule the world. They already do rule the world. Cats do. Ooh, there's the GAS conference, glassart.org. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Sorry about your luck. You're going to get a box. Right on, Judy. Okay. So now that I've actually taken them off of their mandrels, we can take a moment to look at them. Have you tried the hollow bead mandrels so that you could actually do blown glass bubble beads or mini bottles? I haven't, Jennifer. That stuff's super scary to me. Like actually today it had been so long since I had done any torch work that I was kind of scared to light my torch. So it's kind of going back to square one every time I do lamp work. But I lit the torch and then I turned it off and then I lit it again and like got it set up and then turned it off and I like did that like 4 or 5 times to get to where like to work through my fear to like rationalize it and be like, yes, this is true. I am working with combustibles and fire and I'm flammable and made of meat, but you know, we can do this. Um, I'm working with soft glass, Jen. But before I work with some stuff like that, I would like to work with like people with experience who know what's going on. Um, so I think I'd like to go and take that class. Wisconsin Bead and Button shows on June 6th to 13th. Ooh, really? Now this is the Bead and Button. Nori says the Bead and Button magazine is no longer in publication, so I'm not surprised the convention is no more. Goodness. These metalworking classes in Tulsa too. Nice. It is. There was a little bit of a reaction that happens between the turquoise and the red. I really like it. But shared your channel with regular customers, and thanks to you, can help people with their wrapping projects. Ah, right on. Well, thank you for sharing the crafting around. Yes, I love the Northern Mudlarks. They actually have a really great example of a budget-friendly torch setup with the ceramic fiber cloth and their hothead torch and things like that. Found a huge Himalayan that got left at the apartment complex. What? Not sure if it's the Bead and Button show. Right on. But yeah, I scorched this one a little bit on accident. I'm just covered in fur. But I really like this one. Like I love the turquoise and red actually. There's a lot of great torch workers out there. You can make some neat blown stuff with the boro tubes. I do miss glass blowing. Ooh, I liked this one because I did a little cap of clear. Thank you, Zellinger. The student I sent you that link about miniatures had stained glass classes that I almost took today. Oh, that would have been so cool, Drax. Is Sam Dog a nervous shedder? He's a yes. He's a nervous shedder. He's a happy shedder. He's a shedder. He and Z shed professionally, like they're getting paid per hair that falls from their body. They're not, but it's their spirit's in the right place. Then I'm really excited about where did that bubble one go? See this one I scorched the heck out of it as well.
Certainty because the vet's office is always covered in hair.
Yeah, he does coat the vet's office every time he goes. Here it is. These ones are my absolute favorite to make. Hey, Smash'ems! Now this one, I had used a stringer of clear to do the base, and it was like a little scuzzy, but you wouldn't be able to tell that because the thing is blurry. There we go. But I like the little trap bubbles. Those are my absolute favorite to make. But yeah, I'll have to, not too bad for, I think I spent like an hour on the torch. 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know, it might have been 2 hours. But I'll have to clean them up. But I would like to keep learning and right, Diane? Yeah, I'd love to do like a tentacle that has the little suckers all the way down it. Dog hair paintbrushes, then the shedding would be useful. Chibi, this is gonna sound like super morbid, but I brushed Randy or also yes, but I brushed Sam last night and saved all the fur out of the brush because I was gonna make like a little needle felted like little Sam figure for just keeping just in case he didn't make it. But mm, I think there's a secret shedder union. My red and white piebald dachshund sheds year round. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna be wrapping this one next. I love the inclusions in there. That depending on what angle you look at, it just disappears. So, should we do right, guys? Oh, a magnificent shedder, right? I'm gonna use 18 gauge in this titanium tone, and then I think 16 gauge in some antique copper. Okay. And I'm pulling up about 20 inches of each of these. And I'm going to start with... Ooh, Sparky, that's a good idea. I just leave the fur out in the front yard. We brush the dogs on the front porch. That way all the fly off just goes to the wind. And one time we used like one of those fur buster brushes, and it removed a ton of fur. Like it was so much. And the next day it was like, I know that it doesn't work like this, but it was like a little dog had, because there was this little black dog in our front yard, like that we were like, did a dog like just sprout up out of the fur from Sam and Z? Um um but yeah, we ended up taking it to the shelter because we're like, this is too much of a this is somebody's pet, like that's missing. So we took it and it found its way back to its home, so that's good. How should we do the bail on this? Because I kind of want, this is smoky quartz. And I'm gonna, I kind of have an idea, maybe. I'm rummaging. I think I'd like to incorporate a ring up at the top. Okay, and how are we going to do this? Okay. I'm going to pull off just a small section of this 18 gauge half round. This is 4 inches. And I want our silver to be longer than our copper. Aw.
I'm here like, oh, come on, Mom. There's better streams.
Yeah, there's way better streams than this out there. But I'm glad. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Because otherwise, what's the point? Aw. Oh, Chibi. That's so sweet. What? Jean says, off subject, that our Golden Corral in E-Town closed. Oh no! I love Golden Corral. Like, that's where I go to be naughty and dip every single kind of food into the chocolate fountain. For science, actually. Oh, I do my obligatory like every like 15 to 20 minutes. I do some shameless self promotion, begging people to go buy stuff from my website if they want to. Not begging, just like pandering. It's like shameless self-promotion.
Begging, just like, please.
Just like, please. Nice, Randy.
No, please.
Please. No. Well, it's like, what's the point of being a grown up if I can't go to Golden Corral and stick a chicken wing under some chocolate? Now, and I'm considerate of other folks. I don't dip it straight in. I get it on a marshmallow first and then rub it all over the chicken wing. I don't want to, complicate the flavors. And to be honest, it wasn't that great. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I'd do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah, Sparkies. We were at a Golden Corral once, and it was in like a different town from where we lived, and they had a meatloaf that was, and the name on the plaque was like, it's Collinsville, Illinois, actually. And they had, whoops, well, I just threw that. Super durable. And it was called like Amazing Meatloaf, and Randy likes meatloaf. And he ate it and he was like, ultimate meatloaf, or like something extreme. And Randy was like, this wasn't ultimate meatloaf. And I was like, well, they can't just call it mediocre meatloaf. And he was like, that's true. And so that's kind of been a thing ever since between Randy and I. Is if I'm having a bad day, he'll be like, what's up, baby? And I'm like, I feel like a mediocre meatloaf. It's like, it's okay. It's not the worst meatloaf. Well, hey, MK, how's it going? So I kind of want to have like a spiral, and then the 20 gauge is going to hug that spiral, and then it's going to come down into its own little spiral. This isn't 20 gauge, it's 18 gauge. Working with a 16 in antique copper and an 18 in titanium, which I actually think looks like kind of like an antique silver. Like it matches stainless steel jewelry really, really well. And I'm just gonna go like this a bit. And now I bet you we could hammer the crap out of this. This was actually, it showed up in our mail. Like, so we have a secret Santa, or I actually think like a legion of secret Santas who just like get stuff sent to our PO box. And it was in there and there wasn't a note or anything. So I was like, okay.
I'm like, when did you order this? And you're like, I didn't.
And I'm not just saying this as a cover story for buying gemstones and trying to get Randy to not be mad that I spent more money on gemstones, but it's like straight up, somebody sent this to me, and thank you, whoever sent this to me. Like, loud noises. This is a 13-ounce jeweler's hammer with interchangeable heads.
Night, Daniel.
Night, Daniel. Thanks for popping by. Oh, I love that. That actually worked out really well. Hey, Wandy, do you see?
Yeah.
I made jewelry. Sorry. I seek constant validation from Randy, always. And he's just always there. There's this spring of validation being like, yeah, honey, you did great. Even when I'm a mediocre meatloaf. Okay. Now, fortunately, this stone has a very slight taper, which that comes in tremendously helpful whenever you're trying to wrap something, because then you can kind of just have it hug it and it won't like fall down. Do we do more half round? I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I didn't really plan this. Kaida says, love that Wandy is watching. Even though he's in the same room. He's actually, Randy's in the next craft room over. And is moderating for me. But he's moderating through my own account. So, oh, are you?
Yeah.
But you're not
moderating. I'm just.
Oh, you're not moderating? What the heck? I needed you to moderate.
If there's an issue, I will moderate.
Oh, okay. Y'all are so well behaved though. We typically don't have to.
My laptop's right next to me.
Oh, okay. So you're actually watching on 2 computers?
No.
Oh.
Do you want me to?
I mean, maybe I'll take the views, babe. Like anything to what is it? Exploit the YouTube algorithm. So how are we? I really love that part, but I need these 2 pieces to be like connected to each other. So what we're gonna do is clean up the desk. Oh, there we go. Through the magic of editing. Wait, where'd my piece go? There we go. Okay. So much better. Okie dokie. This is why I can never find anything. Right, Bobby? I'm gonna do about 6 inches of the half round wire. And this is the 18 gauge. And I'm gonna come in Maybe do you smooth the top of that quartz? Ah, okay. The way that I would smooth the top of this, if I wanted to, is, which that's actually not a bad idea at all. Oh. It'd be super loud. No, I can't. I'd have to change the heads out, and the head's locked up right now because it's got a bunch of glass grit underneath it. I would use my GrindStar grinder with one of the diamond grinding bits, and I would come through and kind of sand it down. You could use a tile saw, but yeah, grinding takes a really long time. I keep forgetting that I have some of these tools at my disposal now, and I just like barbarian my way through it, and it's like, we'll just wrap it as is. But it occurred to me, it's like, I could put a groove on this, and that would make my life a whole lot easier.
Well, I thought the point was to do something that wasn't grooved.
Yeah, that's true, but that is a really good point. I'd forgotten, babe. The point of wrapping this one is, I think somebody had wanted to see how to wrap a crystal that didn't have a hole or a groove or anything. Okay. So this is a bit wonky for me right now because I keep getting tangled on either, like, I've got the cord right here, I've got the tripod, like all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot of things to snag on, which is making, and I'm also trying to stay in frame with varying degrees of success. So feels a bit awkward, but that's fine. So I'm going to push this down, test fit as frequently as necessary. Okay. So I'm going to pull that out. And I'm going to just loop this through. I'm watching from Wales in the UK. I discovered your channel a couple of months ago and I started wanting to create jewelry too. Right on. Well, hey, Sarah, I'm glad you were able to make it. And then just kind of wrapping around. Giving it a smush. Okay, I think I'm just gonna do the 2 or nah, let's do 3. Overlord says I use a cheap tile saw to cut my obsidian. If I remember right, it was $50 with the blade. What? And it's a wet saw? Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Like I was looking at Padari equipment because I don't have enough hobbies apparently. And it was like $3,000 to $5,000 for a lot of these pieces of equipment, and I was like, well, guess that's out of, you know, gonna start having to get lottery tickets or something. But oh no, Jennifer.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to buy lottery tickets.
Ah.
That's my problem. I have such a gambling
I
problem.
know. We have a really bad gambling problem. We keep forgetting to buy tickets.
Forgetting to gamble.
Keep forgetting to gamble. Ah, well, thanks, Silver Moon. I'm really excited to see how it comes out. I've had like a whole mess of the crystals just sitting there staring at me. And I look at you, and you look at me, and I look at you, and you look at me. It was what was going down between me and the rocks. And now we're going to take this, and you can kind of cram it in there. There we go. And so, I mean, it's not holding it in through the top, but it is through the bottom. So you just gotta hug it enough, I suppose. Now from here, I kind of want to, I'm feeling smoky quartz and tiger's eye right now. Ooh, I like that one. Okay. So I've got this super chonker boy. Woo! Oh, I went up my sleeve. Cool. Will you head to bed and get a good night's sleep? We'll see you in the replay. Also, we will be having our super duper craft along-a-thon. Craft along-a-thon on Friday starting at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, like, whatever time it is now, about 4 hours earlier than this. And we will be.
Come up with a different name for that?
Huh?
Do we need to come up with a different name?
No, it's a craft along-a-thon. It's fine. I just didn't know if it was like the Von Blog vlog, the way we're doing over on the Monster vlog. Uh huh. I don't know. I think I'm gonna like it without the. Let's do it without the ring on this one because I don't really know how to stabilize that. We can always add it later, maybe. And now, let's see. Our 20 gauge wire is much longer, so I'm just gonna thread this onto there. Oops, knocking everything over. Right? I hope you feel better too, Lydia. I keep whacking my plant. Poor plant. Such a pretty tiger's eye. And then I'm just wrapping like one layer around, but I want to sit this wire in front of where it's exiting on the bead. That way, I don't know, it kind of hides it. Makes it like stealthy wrapping. Okay, so I'm kind of, again, trying to not be tangled up on everything. And I'm just building these spirals around the tiger's eye. And there's a very good possibility that this piece, along with other handmade jewelry, will be available for sale this Friday as well in our Super Craft Along-a-thon. Ooh, yeah, and then we'll do like a little thing of like copper beads. Yes, okay. But I'm gonna have to do something to like lock this down because I don't like how that's lifting away. So I'm going to sit this right here for now. Just these 3 wires stacked here together. And I'm gonna, where's that? Pull off a little bit more of this, yeah, of the 18 gauge. I was thinking I might use the 21 gauge, but I'm not ready for that. And I'm just gonna thread through right there. And I actually like to give myself a fair bit of tail wire to hold on to. That way, gosh, it's that movement right there of the grabbing and pulling through that's hard on my knuckles. So that's another tip. If you guys have sore hands, don't be afraid to use your pliers. You don't have to bare hand everything. Like, pliers are good. And I'm just wanting to do like maybe 5 wraps around all of these. And this is going to stabilize everything together, in theory, so that we don't have our tiger's eye wobbling and bobbling all over the place. There's that. Now let's see if we can't, oops, don't know what I snagged, but it did. I kind of want to get this a little bit more. If I could join like this wire to right there, that'd be cool. So I'm going to sneak around the back, and I'm going to hook through wherever the wire will snag through, honestly. And sometimes if you come in and do like a little hook like that, it might help you to get your wire through. And before I pull it down all the way, oh drat. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna start. It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get messy and weird, but that's okay. In the flask. There we go. Hopefully the wire will hold up to my misuse of it. All we need is once. I'm gonna take this and let's just start making little. I love making spirals with the half round wire because it's almost like paper quilling. It just stacks up on itself so beautifully. You can kind of tuck it away in little recesses on your pieces. So I'm going to thread this one back through again. Sorry, I've been paying attention to the piece, so I haven't had a chance to look at the comments for just a sec. So if you have any questions, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just absorbed. And yeah, that looks kind of weird. We'll probably be able to hide this though. Because a whole lot of my wire wrapping becomes this is not what I planned, but this is what's happening. How do we make it look on purpose? And I usually do that by adding some little beads. Where in the heck are my other little beads? Harumph, I say. Here they are. Excuse me. So I'm going to see if I can thread dope in today's episode of Will It Fit. Let me try to find... Huzzah! It fits. Okay. So we're just going to put a little bead in there. Half round is more expensive than regular, but totally worth it. It's beautiful and versatile, and I think can take wire wrapping to a whole nother level. But I do kind of get in a position where I don't want to waste any of it. So I just tucked it back, and I'm gonna, whoops, smush it with my thumb. Then holding it down with my thumb, just kind of smush it. Okay, super professional smushing. Is that even holding on where I wanted it to? No. Okay. So now it's looking like I could totally do with joining here and here. Before we do that, excuse me, I'm going to use the 18 gauge wire. Not all of these beads will fit onto the 18 gauge wire, apparently. Right on, Patio. I do as well. I love how you can add like little twists and stuff. Well, crap, baskets, it won't fit on there. One did. Sometimes that's all you need. Sorry, I realize that scraping gets old pretty quick. Okay. Sometimes you have to straighten out the wire to get the bead to go all the way down. Oh, he dropped his teeth again. And I'm going to see if this 6mm. You can always take the beads off, but don't be afraid to test things out and see how you like. No, those are too big. Oh boy. Do we go through every single one of these and see which ones will fit, or do I just try to find a different bead type right from the get-go? You know, we have some that would fit with no problem. We have some 4mm tiger's eye. I might be able to alternate. Or we can cross our fingers and hold our face funny and see if we can fit some of these bad boys on there. Let me see. Ooh, and aw, Danae, that's so cute. That's so cute. It'd probably help if I quit putting the ones I've already tested back into the same pile. That's half the fun and the mystery. Oh, excuse me. No, doesn't fit. Maybe this one will. Hey, doggy. Sorry, the neighbors are across the way, so my dog's losing his mind. It fits, but I can feel it chewing on the wire, trying to scooch it down. Nope, same case. Oh, thank you.
No.
It's like, but Dad. Not his real teeth, it's his toy. I said what I said. Oof. So again, that's looking like super messy compared to what I had visualized. I don't even, how am I going to attach this? I don't know. We'll worry about that later. Here's another one. We might get lucky. Okay, I'm going to start putting them in a different type of burst from not well, I bet. There we go. Found another one. One more, maybe two, should do the trick. Like you can see, it's kind of wearing the metal off. Nope. Oh no, don't fail me now. Riveting entertainment, I know. There we go. This one fits. Was I not even in frame? Quality. And then I look at it and I'm like, I don't really like that. It's like, oh my god, Vaughn, you're killing me. Actually, what we might do is do some itsy bitsy spirals. We're gonna wire wrap. And just do some vining. Oops, no, come back. And just real quick to keep these from falling off, I'm doing a little bend right there. And that way I don't have to keep balancing. There we go. Sometimes less is more, but sometimes more is more. So try both. Except for when you're running out of wire. No! Why are you running out of wire? I really like that though. Okay, coming around. Thanks, Lydia. So I'm only able to peek up every now and then. Doing that, Yvonne Williams, really helps me to see your comments. So if I see orange from the corner of my eye on my tablet, I'll peek up and check out. Okay, so I found 2 beads more than what I needed, but that's okay. Kind of really like that. And we can always add more wire too, I suppose. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to feed it down through right there. But I'm going to put like a little bend in the wire. That way, where did I feed it down and through? As we feed it down and through, it then makes it very easy to grab and pull back down. Oh, like a spaceman. That'd be some super cool stuff. I don't know if they let people wear jewelry in space. But can you imagine how cool it would be to like have, you know, as an artist to be like, yeah, this astronaut wore my jewelry to space. I wonder if that's a thing. I would send them free jewelry to be like, dude, wear this in space. That'd be so cool. And that's one of those things that I think of my dad a lot. He passed away when I was 13, and I've thought about him every day since then. And that's something that I bet he'd have been like, that's really cool. Hey, Smash'ems. Okay, so I've kind of crammed this through the wire where I wanted it stabilized. Again, the whole thing that makes this possible is that this crystal is a little bit wider at the top than what it is at the base. Space crystals. But seriously, though, that'd be so cool. I'm just going to keep cinching this one because it's going to look all wonky and weird. but I just need it to be where it's holding. Son of a bitch. Well, it just slid out. So, whoopsie. It never breaks. It broke. Welp. Well, this is where we cry a bunch and go cut a groove in the cab because I'm a giant dork. It's going to be super loud though. Are y'all ready to have your ears bleed a little? Let me get set up on a tripod. And come in here. What's up, babe? Right on.
Shaking my head.
Mm-hmm.
Shaking my head.
Okay. Let me get I gotta get the tripod a little bit taller. Okay. So this is the tool that I use. Yeah, it did Stinkerbell. I will be right back. So I'm gonna have to lift the bit, and I don't know if I can lift enough to get that to happen.
Z, buddy, you have got to chill. People can't exist. Dude. Hey. Oh, it's getting cold.
It's gonna be loud for a bit, honey. Okay, so we have ear protection. We have eye protection. Protect your meat suit as much as possible. Okay. So
You do realize you're over time, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I really want to finish this piece.
As long as you know.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to loosen the bit. And I'm going to bring it up. I can't bring it up too high because I need that part right there to hold on to this center bit. Okay.
So, here's a bit of an idea.
What's up? Here, just a sec. I got my... What's your idea?
What if you try to grind away, like...
You know, that did loosen up way easier than I thought it would. I just put the grinder. Like, do you mean grind down this part?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's going to be really loud and potentially take a very long time, though, and I don't know where my grinder is. Maybe it's over here in this drawer. Hmm?
What'd you say?
Yes.
Just figured out what you said.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm putting a different bit on here. I have this sponge that wicks up the moisture. Okay, nice and tight. So this is the grinding bit. I'm going to try to zoom this in a little bit for you guys. I realize our lighting is not the best over in this corner. Trust me, I realize. I work over here a lot and I hate how poorly lit it is. You do the superstar. I should, Drax. That's a really good idea. Oh, that's too close. Okay. And you can see this is actually quite messy, how it's like splattered on everything. Loud, loud noises. Yeah, I'll go like this. I'll give you a thumbs up when you can turn the sound back on, but it's going to be pretty loud. Can they see okay? Cool. Okay, thumbs up, guys. So I have ground down the tip here. Like, that actually made really quick work. Now, it is not at all polished, but it certainly did grind it down. I'm always a little worried when I'm working with gemstones and crystals about chipping or flaking or anything like that, but that worked out really, really well. And so now I'm going to go through and replace this grinding bit, which this is the bit that came standard with the grinder. So I'm not exactly certain what grit it is. I did not put this on correctly. Crap. Biscuit. Hey, Wendy. I messed up. When I put the bit on, I forgot I had to have it lined up with the flat side.
Oh, no.
And so it's like a lot. I bet if I hit it with something. Got an idea. I want to fix it. I got pliers. I'm gonna bop it. Yeah, bop it from the pliers.
Yeah.
But I bet if you just knock it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell it what for. Can I bop it?
Go for it, I guess.
Okay. No, bopping it didn't help. Oh, why am I like this? Wendy. Son of a bitch. My content's not for children. Do you have your vice grips? Oh, what are you doing? Building a rocket ship. Y'all, why am I like this? And I wasn't done grinding all my crap either. Let's see. Yeah, it's got a bit of wiggle in there. I'm going to read comments for suggestions. This is why I can't have anything nice. At all, ever. Because I ruin everything. Okay. Put a rubber band at our post and then use the pliers. Randy's building a rocket ship, which I think that means he has to poop, but he's coming back. That's a quick rocket ship.
Mostly pre-made.
Mostly pre-made, he says. He got the kit. Please set the screw. It should come out. Okay. He's over there putting on hand sanitizer like all loud. Practice good hygiene, you guys.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Ooh, this stuff is strong. It smells
It is. It's Baby Yoda brand. Okay.
Did you get it?
No. And I'm like, because we have, our super duper sale coming up where we're going to be doing all the grinding. It's okay. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Take that out all the way.
Mm-hmm. Can you hold this so I don't lose it? Thank you.
Oh.
Don't eat that. And it's coming. It is.
Winter is coming.
I'm going to set this on the ground so that I can
out the ground?
bludgeon it.
Don't hit it.
I'm not going to hit it. I'm just going to use my pliers. If I put one foot on it and stand.
All right, chosen one.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Yeah! I'm the king of England, and I got my... Somehow,
How did that
this is not how to use safety glasses, but I got the bit and have discovered fashion.
Safety.
We did it, you guys. I just had to stand on it and tug real hard. So, for anybody who wants to get one of these,
don't do that.
Don't do that. Everything's fine though. I just needed a better angle. But make sure whenever future Vaughn, for the love of God, please do this correctly in the future. Put this onto the bit with the flat side so that it locks in like proper. Okay. Here's hoping that my thingy still works. Super professional content, just so everybody knows. But thank you for your help, Randy.
It was hard work holding that one thing.
It was. Well, if I didn't have you there, I would have just set it on this waffle grid, and it would have fallen straight down and in. So I'm really glad you were there. Okay, so yeah, this has a flat side that I'm supposed to put everything on. What? Katrina couldn't breathe? I got this from Delphi Glass. You almost gave me a heart attack whacking the bit. As both a mechanical engineer and a glass worker. Katrina, I can't be trusted. Like, I hope you didn't have a heart attack, but straight up, if you have something that you value, don't let me near it ever, because I will bugger it up. Okay, I am on the flat side. But sometimes you just gotta, hit it with a hammer. Okay. Safety first. Instructions third. Super terrible. Let's go. I'm going to get this flipped back around so that y'all can see what we're doing. I just need to breathe. Well, this machine, if it still works, is Vaughn tested and approved, literally. So I really hope this works, because kind of our livelihood for the next couple of weeks was really dependent on Where's my sponge at? Okay. On keeping this machine working. Now, with it set so high, I don't actually think I need it set so high anymore since we ground it down. Oh, that gave me a bunch of stress. Like, I have like a bunch of stress now. I'm going to do it like right there. That looks good. Okay, setting it in the correct spot. Vaughn. I never see the depth of my ignorance is astounding. Loud noises. Can they see okay?
Well, your hand's entirely.
Is it?
Now it's
okay. Excuse me. Oh, shit.
thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay, so that's how you test your equipment. Y'all, I can't emphasize enough. If I can do this, you can do this. Because like 10 times a day, confused Oonga Boongas intensify. I think Randy can confirm that it's just a raccoon getting its hand stuck in a pickle jar. Oh, really, Melissa? Right on. Okay, so let's see if we can salvage this. Also, you can use a Dremel for cutting grooves instead of switching out. I would actually rather use the Dremel for grinding down the excess bits and use the router bit, because if it's something flat backed, it's so much easier to use it kind of like a table router in woodworking to kind of set the groove in. Now, I kind of had to eyeball this one and make sure that it was like that groove was in there all the way. We can do it if she can do it. If only we knew what we are doing. You know, the thing is, the whole illusion is that any of you think that I actually know what I'm doing. I am literally bumping into things in my craft room. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. But you too can do this. So I don't think that's going to be such a good idea. That's the wire that got everything kind of screwy. So I'm going to try really hard to snip it off and remove that little chunk, because now we can bring this in here. What was our face? That was the face. And so now, as we bring this back down and in, gosh, and I really loved how that was coming out too. Ho hum. Okay. So I don't actually know now if having that groove there is going to make any sort of difference whatsoever, except for we now have something that this little wire can nestle into. If I had started from scratch, I would have made sure that the groove was wrapped entirely into right from the get-go. There we go. So it now gives us something to hold on to. And I did that little crimp. There we go. Oh, Katrina, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to stress you out. Ring is the one over there stressed. He's like, this is a $300 machine if you include the bits. Why would you have done this? Also, the tile saw makes awesome grooves. Right on. I don't know why it never even occurred to me, Overlord, to use a tile saw. It's such a brilliant idea and a lot more affordable too, it sounds like. Okay. Yeah, I think because if I we're gonna have to start over the wrap. Sadness intensifies. Sad hippie noises. Dag nubbit. Well, that's alright. You know what we can do is split it open, remove the crimp. I test it so you don't have to. Because science! Ouch, Spaceman is dead. Right? We are going to use some 20 gauge. No, we're gonna Frankenstein this crap together. This is gonna work, and it's gonna be mediocre meatloaf. We're gonna have fun. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna set our 20 gauge wire into the groove. Hey Randy, could I ask you to put my chickens away? Oh, thank you so much. 7. If there are more than 7, just leave them. If there's less than 7, come get me. Okay. So now, pop that up in there. Unwrap that a little bit so that we can actually get it cinched in. I'm getting ahead of myself. There we go. Make a cute little, like, curly Q belly button. No, it's one of the neighbors' chickens got loose, I guess, and they haven't, like, wrangled it. So there isn't, and we lost Saffron a few weeks ago to the cold. She was not holding up well. And oh crap, now it won't go in the stone will be fine. We still have Poppy. She's been kicking it with us since our very first batch of chickens that we've been raising. She is now an elder. Still lays though, like a champion. Silky coaching mix seems to be the way to go. So there we go. So now we've got this. That's kind of keeping everything in place, and now we can start to this is like the messiest wrap I've done this week. But that's okay. That is all right. You okay, love? Oh, is it? Could you remind me after the stream to bring my seedlings in off the porch? And that's not me passive aggressively asking you to get them. I will get them, but I just will forget.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
54 was not this cold.
Well, but we're dressed like it's spring.
I guess.
54 in the winter when we have 3 pairs of pants on and all of our wool socks and all that. I don't know. I know what you mean, though.
Cool. It's supposed to rain Thursday.
Nice.
Oh, I gotta take the trash out today.
How cold does it get tonight?
40 something.
Okay. I've got my transplant sitting on the table.
42. 42.
Okay, that should be all right. And I'm using my fingernail as a sled or a slide to get that wire to go where I want it to. So I'm kind of just going to tuck that wire in underneath the tiger's eye. Oh yeah, this is all kinds of weird. You're on to me, Angelica. Oh shoot, y'all. I never put a bail on it.
I was wondering how you were going to do the bell. So, hold up.
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm listening.
What if you take those wires sticking out the side and do loops?
Ooh. I like that idea. But also, what if we took we strung through like right there? I like your idea better. Though I am going to thread this back through itself because I just want everything to be as stabilized as possible. Thump, thump, thump. There we go. Oof. This one. Oh, my hands hurt. They're all swollen. This has given me a run for my money creatively and has been a lot of fun. I'm just gonna trim that down. It's been pure freaking chaos. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. At every turn, something with this piece has gone sideways. And I love it. I love that. Ooh, it does need more tentacles. I really like it. I have. I've been playing Randy plays this game called Smite, and I've been playing it with him, and it has been a ton of fun. And I usually play the goddess Soul, which is like this plasma, like yeah, supposed to be a Norse god of the sun, but it's basically her caricature just looks like like she's made of plasma. And she goes around blowing stuff up, and it's very fun. But I've also started playing Poseidon, which is really fun. He hits slow, but it's fun. He's not as squishy. And I like his fish pants. It's called the piece Sasquatch. Right on. Yeah, Randy used to, when he had his YouTube channel, he used to do a whole bunch of videos about Smite, like ways to do builds and stuff, which is really awesome because I'll be like, hey, I want to play this character, and he'll go through and he'll set up my build for me. I'm so super lazy. And then he just lets me go through and like kill minions and take all the loot and stuff. Okay, so now let's see if I can.
Did you just do those? Okay.
I have an idea. Hey, pretty kitty. Nope, that's well good. Crap. Okay, where is? Let's do it out of this wire. More 16 gauge. More snippy snip. Mandrel. Loop. Yvette had made us a Randy Squatch shirt, and I'm trying to like get licensed artwork so that we can make it through our friends with World of Strange. So I'm just gonna take this, and if it will, if we're lucky, if we're careful and hold our faces right, it'll go through enough of the wire wrapping. Just do it. Just go through the thing. Come on, please. Is it, if you're not begging the piece, are you even wire wrapping?
My experience? No.
Randy says, in my experience, no. Huzzah! Okay, cool. Step 1, crystals. Step 3, wire wrapping. So we got that sorted through there. Except for now it's all weird. Which is okay. And I'm going to kind of braid this through on itself. Oh, yeah. The robot from Lost in Space. I love that. Oh, there's a wind blowing. Okay, loud noises. Ooh, coffee. Okay. So I'm just bending this off to the side a little bit, coming in with our hammer. Loud noises, y'all. Now you want to be careful to not hammer too much on the places where the wire crosses itself, because you can kind of make it bite through, sort of, if that makes sense. And then we can tweak the fit just a little bit. And now, to keep it from shifting around a whole bunch on us, we can actually finish incorporating this. I'm going to lift this just a bit. And I realize this isn't everybody's cup of tea, but it may not be your cup of tea, but it wasn't brewed for you. I think I may keep this one. Oh, well, thank y'all. I'm glad you guys like it because I think I'm an absolute and total love hate with this piece. It is not even in the slightest how I had envisioned it at all. But I am just the artist. I don't think that's going to work. Harams, I say. Ooh, that might though. Ooh, Sam's awake enough to be grunting and gurgling. I think I'm going to set up a couple of the dog beds on the floor next to the kennel and sleep next to Sam tonight. So that he doesn't have to sleep by himself.
I won't sleep in my bed.
Well, you can do that, mister. Yeah, if that's not a testament, I'm like, Randy can sleep by himself. I'm going to come down here and sleep next to the dog. There we go. There is so much going on in this piece, but I love it. And just make everything smushed into place. Yeah, that's on there. Cool. Okay. It's working. Hey, pretty kitty. Let's see what the cat thinks of it. Ember. What do you think? She's indifferent. It passes. Just smush it. Smush it. I like it. I like how the silver pops out of the against the antique copper. I'll have to test wear it for a bit and make sure everything works. Andrew, I used 16 gauge copper. 16 gauge antique copper, actually. It's enameled. And then titanium toned in 18 gauge. And both of these are from Parawire. that was a doozy, y'all.
That was 2 hours.
That was 2 hours. Son of a bisquick. There's a little bit of wiggle there. I think that'll be fine.
It had everything. It had hammering.
Could you make a twin one? What's it when they're twins but they don't look the same? I could do that. Paternal? I don't know. Jewelry and weaponry meet. Right on. It does need like some gears or something. It'll look pretty cool with like a gear back here. But it is literally it's as organic as I think it can get because the wire just kind of grew that way. So fraternal twins. Yeah. But that was a lot of fun, you guys. Oh, the tripod's all the way up there, so I'm gonna put that up there, and I'm gonna crank the tripod down to this. Okay, I'm glad you did it with the two. Send my check in the mail, please. I don't think I could ever make a pair of earrings Earrings can be challenging. I do a whole lot of stuff with like pre-cut beads and charms for earrings because twins, right? There's always, always, always a learning curve. There's always experimentation. There's always couldn't make it again if I wanted to kind of stuff. But I absolutely love how that looks. A little big for a circlet. Perfect for a necklace. Oh, thanks, Kay. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We will see. Oh, Comatose says, "How's the miniatures?" I actually put them away because I am having a crisis. I don't know how to do my cabinets. Like, I don't know. I've been on Pinterest just trying to figure out like, and I'm getting very overwhelmed by the whole concept, even of like, it feels like it's too big of a dream. I don't know. I'm not discouraged as much as it's just such a big, like, if you focus too much when you're trying to climb a mountain, if you're at the foot of the mountain looking up at the mountain and you're like, oh my god, that's such a huge mountain, like that can, it's like, how do I even start going up the mountain? You have to start just taking the steps. And so we're here, we're doing the things. There's a whole lot of life to live right now in this moment, though. So I don't want to shortchange the present by keeping my eye on too much of a future. But I do like to, instead of the future is like a mountain range in front of us. And I don't want to, I want to keep an eye on which mountain I'd like to be climbing, having our homestead one day. It's the mountain we've been working towards our entire adult life together. One checkpoint at a time, right, Savea? um, what is that noise? Oh, she's itching her scratching post. But I want to cherish the time I have here and now. Like, make heaven here today in your life, wherever you are. Because sometimes this is all we get is today. And that's precious. That's precious, my precious Sam dog. So I'm going to cherish every moment that I have right here in the present, in the now, and keep planning and dreaming and let the intensity happen when I need it to. Like, I needed to kind of see if that floor plan, this floor plan was too big. And like, even this morning, Randy and I were measuring like the kitchen and the craft room, and that would be about the size of like the kitchen and dining room. And I'm like, that's big, but we would actually have enough space to be like a working kitchen and have Maddie and Abby and all of our nieces and nephews over and like all of that stuff. And so it's doing the miniatures helped me to feel solid in, yes, this is how big of a house we would like to have, or how big of a pole barn we would like to have. And we're just gonna keep dreaming dreams and doing the thing and kind of stepping forward. But I have stopped making as many miniatures. I'm ready now to start decorating some of the miniatures, which we'll be doing probably in Saturday's stream. Jean says you need a carpenter friend. Randy's dad is a carpenter. Randy is actually his dad and his, well, he was a carpenter in his youth.
He was a carpenter assistant.
Okay, well, he helped your grandpa and stuff, didn't he?
My grandfather was the carpenter. His
grandfather is a full-time carpenter, and your brother is very good at building like furniture and stuff. Yeah. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out is the thing. And so, like all things in life, we're ebbing and flowing with the tides, but we're still doing our thing. As for cabinets in real life, if you're dreaming, I'd go horizontal pocket door cabinets. Doors are completely out of the way, so they're like shelves when you're actually using them. Huh, right on. Maddie. Oh, right on. Right, wishing Sam Squatch a speedy recovery. Sam Squatch, I love that. Yeah, in 6 days he goes in and gets the stent removed, and then in 14 days, he gets the, I think I'm using the wrong terms. He gets the drain removed, like in 6 days, and then he gets the like sutures removed in like another 7 after that. He's such a good boy. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We will see you all on Friday's Craft Along-a-thon, where we will be wire wrapping a ton. Do y'all want to see, before we go, do y'all want to see some of what we got that we're going to be wrapping on Friday? I'm going to show you anyways, whether you want to or not. If you stuck around this long, you get a very sneaky peeky. Because also, we have a couple more days. I can get a few more things made. Some more color schemes and stuff. So we're going to flip the camera back around. They're all like, yes! Oh, gosh, I'm breaking this tripod. I don't mean to, but here we are. Okay. Are you ready for some super juicy labradorites? So we've got this guy. Like, it is blinding, y'all. And all of these have been pre-grooved. So you, on Friday, you'll be able to purchase them either as is for you to use in your own work, or for like $10, I'll wire wrap them for you. But oh,
Stuck around to the end of this, and all I got was flashed.
All I got was flashed. Yeah, if you stay to the end of our live streams, I'll flash you. Hey, Acid. Oh, it's been a we've had a doozy of a day. I really love this one. Oh my gosh. And even the back of that one, you guys. Oh my goodness. We actually, one of my friends and I were talking about it, and we're going to have to start a website called Only Beans, which is just pictures of cats' feet. Excuse me. And we are going to have some more moons up. We're going to have also, like, we're going to try to have a really super duper mega sale this Friday, as well as the Craft Along-a-thon. So if you guys like our channel and want to support it, this is definitely a way to get some super sick shinies to use in your artwork while supporting the channel. Oh, now I'm just gonna say this one's probably one of the least like impressive because you have to look at it so much from the side to get the flash to come out. I mean, it's still pretty. Oh my gosh, that lavender that's in it though. How long does it take to get joined? How do you mean? Right on, Danae. Look at that one. Ooh, ooh. So pretty. To get, oh, for the club, instantly. Like, but on Friday, you don't have to join the club at all. It's for everybody. Oh, the Saturday thing. Yeah, if you sign up, you're immediately in. And we send out an email and update the members only stream and all sorts of stuff. It's not like Patreon where it had like delays and stuff. Oh, Susan, if you're in here, you sent us one of the toys that your friend makes. And Ember's playing in my filthy house. But she loves it. Ooh, right on. But yeah, we're going to try, I'm going to be getting pictures of all of these guys tomorrow. And getting them listed up onto the website, and Friday morning we will start accepting orders. But we'll, if you order them to have them be wire wrapped, we'll wire wrap them live. Oh no, she's kicking with her back feet. We'll wrap them live for you guys on Friday. I love the the lines in this one. But yeah, so those are just a sampling of some of our labradorites. We also have some amethyst. That again have been grooved. Now the camera is not doing these amethysts any favors, right? And then over here we don't have any red or maroon. We'll have to try that. But here we have some of our, I really like these guys, even though orange isn't like a big thing for me. I really love the cells in them. Like each one comes out so different and so unique. Right on, Sue. Thank you so much for sending that. Her and Callie both just love playing with it. Ooh, like melon, yeah. Oh, like that one. Super cool. And so we have those ones in orange. We have a bunch of these blue ones, which, like it makes a little bit of a landscape inside some of them. So I'm going to try to get some purples made. We're going to have some reaction glass stuff, but just all sorts. We're going to try to have them available for you guys, pre-grooved too. So that'll be really nice. Some really cool shapes on some of these. Oof. But yeah, so this is just 2 of the trays. We're going to try to have 6 trays. Possibly 8 trays. We'll see. Yeah, lots of labs. We're also gonna try to have some tiger's eye. Like I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll have to see. But
I apologize in advance for your fingers.
I'm coming to shop. Right on. And that's why we are starting the stream, you guys, at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, whereas last time we started out on I think 5. So it'll probably still go until 11, but we'll have started earlier in the day. I'm super excited, you guys, about this. Like I had so much fun last time, and it's not gonna lie, it's exhausting, but it is so much fun, and it's so invigorating and inspiring to get to do that with you guys, to work my fingers literally to the bone. And it kind of just, it sparks joy. So I'm gonna go snuggle my Sam dog as much as I can, and I will see you guys on Friday. So be sure to sign up for our newsletter if you haven't. That way you'll get the notifications sent directly to your inbox. Sometimes we get caught in spam filters, so if you add us to like your email's address book, that can really help a lot. Boobity boobity boobity, that's right, Acid. Treat yourself, Sabea. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye. Wendy.